All right, welcome back to Grand Slam Event Organizers Podcast. I am super excited today to have the one and only Allison Welch with As You Wish. Welcome, Allison.
Hi, Andy. Great to see you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about you and As You Wish.
Sure. So I started As You Wish. We're in the Denver and Boulder markets, and our events go throughout Colorado, but started here 2010, and we work on events being under the philanthropic umbrella, social, and also day of wedding coordination. And then the other side of our event is personal assistance, which often lends to these events that we're doing for our clients.
Okay, so quickly, if you don't mind, you've got
Sure.
Social events.
Sure.
You said weddings, that's obvious.
Right.
Philanthropic and social. Would you mind just going into those quickly about what is a philanthropic event and what is a social event?
Absolutely. We consider more of our social events to be birthday parties, anniversaries, bar and bar mitzvahs, baby showers, graduation. So anywhere that you're, having a group of folks together to celebrate an occasion, but more on a personal level. It could even be in someone's, backyard,
Cool.
Or we could rent out a venue that adheres to them. And then on the philanthropic level, any charity events from maybe it's a local organization, not-for-profit here locally that we work with that just, they need assistance. They don't have a full-time event planner. So we would step in and contract with these folks to just spearhead the event, from everything from invitations to live auctions, silent auctions, whatnot. So
you've been at it for a couple of years. How long have you had As You Wish?
As You Wish is 10 years old.
Oh, 10 years old. Man, that's on me. I apologize.
Yeah, that's okay. And then doing events in New York City prior. Yeah.
Oh, so, okay.
Yeah.
If you didn't hear her right, folks, Denver, Boulder used to be New York City. So I got to imagine Denver, Boulder, just a little bit of a different atmosphere than putting on an event in New York City.
It is. It absolutely is. That was more gala-centric. Obviously, the philanthropic events raise a little bit more money, but you know what? You use the same principles, Andy.
So before we get into the obvious question, which is what the moment we are all in right now, to you, Allison, what's your favorite thing about holding a live event?
I love just to see our clients honestly have the event pulled together and everyone, coming together to celebrate something, whether it be their wedding or an event or their child graduating from high school. That makes the most fun for me, having these live events, and also working with our vendor friends. So whether it be our caterers or florists, we get to see these folks every weekend. So it's been a little sad not, seeing the smile on the clients' faces, also working within our industry.
Awesome. So let's get to the obvious.
Yeah.
We're doing this interview on May 19th, 2020, which means we're still in the middle of the COVID pandemic.
Right.
And the faucet for live events has essentially been turned off.
Sure. Yeah.
Question for you is, how has that impacted you and what are you doing as a result of that?
Sure. And I have a team of, staff that are wonderful, and we all work on the events. So my priority is obviously to keep us all busy annually. But, as this first started in early March and we were seeing the immediate shutdown, a lot of the events that were springtime events, like we said, graduation, we had a lot of Cinco de Mayos,
Yep.
parties, bar mitzvahs we had, temples obviously closed, so those are all canceled. So we're sort of in two realms. One is being the cancellation. The other is being in the world of rescheduling. So if we do have that option to push and reschedule some of our, obviously the day of wedding coordination, we had to move those out. They're technically now either in 2021 or they're this fall. But, what we started to ask our brides is, why don't we keep your date? We can have 10 people in the state of Colorado. Why don't you get married? Because, we have the location, or, you have a smaller venue, if you will, but let's keep the date, get married. And then on your 1-year anniversary, let's throw a reception, let's throw a party and get everyone back together. Use the vendors that you love, your same DJ, your same caterer, cut your cake again. But this way, we can do it and you're married. So we have a lot of brides and grooms that have, sort of adhere to this, so they're still getting to celebrate this year, because I think that was part of the sort of letdown for them as well. So
did I hear you right? Let's get the legal piece.
Right.
So you're married, but then now let's look into later 2020, 2021 to have the party, the celebration.
Right, because we do have a lot of these venues, in Vail and Aspen and Breckenridge, where we are quite a bit. We just can't have, well, as of now, more than 10 people. Our governor's going to put something out at the end of this month, so hopefully that'll be more. But as of now, what are they to do? So, and we don't know what the future holds. So we're
absolutely. Now this question might not actually apply to you. Sure. But I'm going to ask it anyways. So I know the answer for weddings and social events. With your philanthropic events, I know I hear from others that hold other event organizers, sometimes getting good speakers is hard. Do you get outside speakers for your philanthropic events?
It really depends. Okay. So for example, a few that I'm thinking of locally that we do annually here, one of them is 500 people for the Third Way Foundation.
Okay.
Their 50th year anniversary. It's huge. It's big. It's like, oh my God. So, we have live silent auctions, and we do have, we hire a speaker that's sort of, someone of maybe an athlete or someone who's been through the program, but someone. So we haven't run into it quite yet because those are further this fall.
Yep.
But that being said, if we do have speakers coming in from around the country, do they want to travel? Do they feel safe? Are they working? So we have to go through all the vendors before we're changing dates and moving
awesome
around.
So this is a very important question I love asking, especially in the moment.
Sure.
Whether it's a conference planner, a wedding planner, an event planner, or a social planner,
sure,
philanthropic, what's the number one piece of advice you would give him or her right now?
To the actual planner or client?
The actual planner. Actually, I like how you said that. Let's flip it. I'm going to ask you both. What advice would you give to a planner right now, May 19th, 2020?
Sure. And I'm on a lot of colleague boards, and I'm in WIPA for wedding planners. We really just try to stay completely positive. And there is, some planner, we're kind of waiving a lot of fees now because we are changing everything, but just out of the goodness of karma, and it's a pandemic. These poor, brides are, whoever it is doing their event, social too, they're moving it. So it's kind of sad. So I just, because I've been doing this almost 20 years, I just said, try to be positive. It'll happen, but we can't control these things.
What about the flip side now? You had an event plan, whether it was a wedding,
sure,
big philanthropic event. What advice would you give someone like that right now?
Along those lines for the clients, please let us, kind of go back and sort of reschedule everything, but do it on, let's see what works best for you, and then we'll circle back. But honestly, we just try to stay really positive, like it's going to happen, or, if it doesn't, then that's okay. If they're at peace with it, I always say, are you at peace with it? If you're not having a blowout graduation, or we'll do sort of a, you've been seeing a lot of those like little drive-by parties, or at least we can get cakes delivered. So thinking outside the box, maybe a huge balloon display just to make it fun, but people still want to be celebrated. That's
that's a great point. I think what you just said is, whether you're a planner or you had an event planned, this is out of your control. Like,
right.
Nothing you did. No one did anything to you. This is really out of your control. This is the one thing you have to control is your mind.
Exactly. And we're all going through it.
So here's my favorite question, especially for you. I'm up in Fort Collins, Colorado. You're an hour south of me.
Sure.
You do it sounds like a lot of your events are local in Colorado, which we have some amazing destinations, Aspen, Vail, the mountains in general.
Sure.
What would you say is the coolest thing about hosting an event in Colorado?
Well, absolutely. Like you said, the atmosphere. We could be at the top of Vail Mountain or Aspen Mountain doing a wedding, or we've worked, food and wine festivals. That falls under our social category. So we're in Telluride doing, just being outside. And this is another thing we kind of go through with, are we moving the events? How many people do you have? Is it indoors or outdoors? Because like you said, we're not as traditional here in Colorado where we have like a church wedding. We see 2% of that a year.
A lot of outdoor weddings.
A lot of outdoors. So I think that adheres to us and where we are. If you're on Grand Lake, we can do it. Let's go out to the dock, get married, and then, do something smaller later when we can. So trying to think outside the box.
It's a nice place to be an event planner, and I can imagine.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Okay, last question, and then we'll wrap this thing up for you.
Sure.
If I'm in need of a wedding planner, I'm in need of a social party planner, or I'm wanting to hold a charity philanthropic event, what is the best way somebody can get a hold of you and As You Wish?
Well, great. Our website is As You Wish Colorado. And then we're very prevalent on, Instagram is As You Wish CO, as well as Facebook As You Wish CO. And email is Allison at asyouwishcolorado.com.
Awesome. Well, that's it, folks. That's Allison Welch with As You Wish, an event planning service out of Denver and Boulder, Colorado. If you are looking to have an event in this beautiful state of ours, you have to hit up Allison. You will not be disappointed. Till next time, take care.
Thanks, Andy.